Hello, everybody, and welcome to Brick and Mortar, the Urban Edition. I'm your host, Stephanie D. Sanders, and today we have a special guest, as all of my guests are special guests, Miss Angela Fields. She'll be coming to us and telling us how we can all go natural. I don't know about me. We're going to have to talk about that with Angela when we come back.
Hey, my name is Angela Fields. I'm the creator and founder of Curly Coily Tresses. And yes, Curly Coily Tresses is a Black-owned hair care brand. Curly Coily Tresses was launched from my kitchen, frankly. I was transitioning to my natural texture. I was discovering this much drier texture. And I was looking in the U.S. market for hair care options that were available for me. But because I'm allergic to fragrance and so many other things, I had very limited options.
Welcome back. I am Stephanie D. Sanders, and this is Brick and Mortar, the Urban Edition. It's a show promoting, motivating, inspiring, and letting you know more about small businesses in your neighborhood and mine. All across the country, we're here to talk to those business economy by bringing them back and letting people know that they even exist. But right now here on the show today, we want to bring in a wonderful young lady here who has a business called Curly Coily Tresses. You see, I had to look down. It's a nice little long title, but it's CCT, just for the three main letters in that. So Curly Coily Tresses, Miss Angela Fields. Welcome to the show, Angela.
Thank you. It's a pleasure to be here. So excited to be here.
Thank you for being here. Now, are you from the Tampa Bay area?
I am. I was born and raised in Lakeland, Florida, and then went to USF in Tampa. And then when I started my career in the corporate world, I was in the St. Pete area and then eventually came back to Tampa. So, and spent about 2 years in Washington, D.C. as well, but came back to Florida again.
All right. And she came back and decided to start her a business. And that's why we have her on the show today. Angela, tell us a little bit about yourself. Who is Angela Fields? Not the Angela today, because we'll get into that Angela later. Who was Angela Fields growing up?
Angela was fairly quiet, introvert. I enjoyed cheerleading type activities, enjoyed school. I craved a very good education, so I spent a lot of time studying in the books. And so I just like to spend a lot of quiet time, I guess, doing reading, yoga. It could be getting out and just walking, just spending some time around. Yeah.
Yes, I love the whole nature thing too.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. Good to know. Now, if you would have known Angela back in the day, she was a cheerleader, and I really don't understand the introverted part that she just mentioned, but we'll let that slide because Angela was a cheerleader. There's no way we could be introverted. I was a cheerleader. There's no way we could be introverted. But we had a really great time growing up, and it's wonderful to see how people develop over time, because sometimes you think the things, you may feel like someone's going to be a certain way at one point, and then they end up a certain way later, but it just changes and shifts, and now Angela is a whole business owner and all of that, and I'm here talking to you on the camera. Okay, but that's the way life is, but we take it as it comes. So Angela told us a little bit about herself. Now, outside of the small business that we'll be talking about a little bit later, do you have another career?
No, I don't. I am totally dedicated to the hair care brand, Curly Coily Tresses.
Wow.
Beauty has always been a love of mine, so.
So she's doing this full time. That's what we're talking about.
It is.
Full time. A passion like this, doing something you love, using your gifts, using your talents and your niche. Because with things like this, you have to have your own specific niche to touch and reach the people. You're not going to get everybody.
That's right.
Like I say, even with music and things that I do, I'm not going to touch and reach everybody. But if I did one, that makes a difference. Now in her business, she needs more than one customer. So we want to keep that in mind because this is a business and she's not working anywhere else. Okay, she's not working anywhere else. So we need this to work. And it sounds like it's been working for her. But when growing up, were you selling lemonade and donuts and candles and all of those things like that because you jumped into business?
No, I wasn't, short of the Girl Scouts did some things. When I was in junior high, we did a candy sale to raise money to take a class trip to Tallahassee. So no, only in the sense of helping out organization, or people coming to the home trying to sell some things, so would offer to help out. So that's about it. It was a complete change in career when I pivoted to being an entrepreneur.
Well, when did you decide to start a small business?
Well, actually, I was released from employment at my corporate employer. So I had worked 19 years in the utility industry and then 6.5 years with a company that serviced the utility industry. And my position was eliminated. And I was just spending some time at home deciding what I wanted to do. And then I decided to launch the brand. I had been transitioning to my natural textured hair for a few years going into that, and I was discovering an increasingly drier hair texture. Wasn't quite sure what to do with it. And I was also encountering a lot more allergies, including allergies to fragrance. And so it was difficult to find what I needed as far as in the U.S. marketplace. And I was quite surprised to find 96 to 98% of all U.S. hair care is fragranced. So I started shopping in Canada, Europe, and found there are options there. Wasn't completely satisfied, but by that time I just decided to buy one and make the products in my kitchen. And so that's what I was doing.
You were making the products in your own makeshift lab.
I was in an apartment.
You better be glad you didn't burn those people's apartment down
right.
and they're making stuff, mixing stuff up in there. I don't care how natural it is. Girl, I don't know if I'm glad you didn't burn the place down.
Me too, because
I
had not been one of those that loved to cook in the kitchen. All the time cooking in
You
the kitchen.
either?
No. No, I did not.
Oh, it feels so good to have somebody on my team.
I'm there with you.
Okay.
I'm there with you.
I cook enough not to starve. Okay,
Exactly.
That's not my forte.
No.
Please, Lord, send us husbands that love to
Cook.
Jesus.
Absolutely.
I will help you out. I'll do like my mom and make the blueberry muffins as often as you want to, but all that extra stuff.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
No. So when starting your business, what was your biggest fear?
Wow. The biggest fear was, what if this completely falls apart? What if this fails? And I had to move through that, had to progress through that. And it just became, well, if it doesn't work out, I'll move on to something else.
Right.
Because when I was still in corporate America, I often thought back, what would I do if I started my career over again? And one would be a personal shopper and two would be a consultant. And when I left the utility, I had the opportunity to be a consultant, and it wasn't exactly what I thought it would be. So I had that box checked as well. But being a personal shopper, I can always do that. Style maven, because fashion and beauty are my things. And so this just kind of happened. It was just a thought. I had been doing it for almost a year, making the products in my kitchen for almost a year, and now I'm unemployed and deciding what to do. And it just kind of came to me 3 or 4 weeks after that. That's what I'm going to do. But yes, it was terrifying. What if it fails? And then it became, I'll just go do something else. I'll just pivot again and make something else out of this. So.
Right. I forgot that saying, but it's not really a failure, like, unless you don't even try.
That's right.
It's something to that effect.
That's right.
But you gave it a try, you gave it a shot, and that's really all that you can do.
Yep.
If you feel something that deep within you, that this is something I want to do, let me just give it a shot. Go for it.
That's right.
That's what I would say. Go for it. You never know where you're going to land.
That's right.
When you do it. So when did you decide to go natural? That's a whole different ball game right there.
Well, when I was living in Washington, D.C., that's when I first started thinking about going natural. And there were so many opportunities there in D.C. to be able to go natural because of the types of salons they had. Because you could you make the appointment and say, well, I'm relaxing right now, but I want to transition. And so you had different stylists that you could see and communicate with to better understand what your options were, because it was still kind of a mystery to me. So I started thinking about it then, started doing some research on it, and hadn't fully committed to it until I started having more allergy issues, and I wanted to transition to a more natural diet, incorporate more organic things. But yet I'm still using these chemical relaxers on my hair. So it was a disconnect from the transition that I was making in my own life. And so it became, I need to do this. And so I just started doing it. And we're trying different things, watching videos, reading, doing all the research, just trying different things to see what worked for me.
So what has interested you the most about going natural?
It's getting back in touch with what my natural hair is,
natural
because
style.
I did not know what my natural texture was
Mm-hmm.
until that relaxer started growing out and I was getting more and more of my natural textured
Oh my.
hair. And then eventually I just did the big chop because I had some breakage, because the
Mhm.
weakest point of that transitioning period is where the virgin hair meets the relaxed hair. And I was having some
Yes.
breakage at that point, and then, all right, this is it. I'm just going to cut it all off and
I
go
was
from
wondering
there.
about that. I was
Yeah.
wondering if you did the whole chop thing.
Yeah.
And to really let the people know about what is natural, that means basically using no chemicals and products like that within your hair, but letting it grow out in its natural state and just
Mhm.
maintaining it.
Right.
Many years ago, it was like that. And then I forgot the lady's name who created the relaxer,
Madam C.J. Walker.
had created the relaxer, which is the relaxing state for us is to straighten the hair
Mm-hmm.
out from the natural texture that grows out from your scalp.
Yes.
So it's a different world. It's a
It
different
is.
world.
It's a very different world, and it requires entirely different techniques and regimens and
Uh-huh.
products than what you were using before.
I can imagine. I can imagine. We'll talk about that in just a moment. But we're here with Angela Fields on Brick and Mortar, the Urban Edition. I said we'll talk about that in a minute. Yes, we will.
Ultimately, I started buying raw ingredients and making products right in my kitchen just for me, and was quite content doing that, and did so for about a year until I had an opportunity to launch a brand, and I did. And we have Nourish Treatment Mask, very good for deep treatments, and this product was also ranked in the top 19 by Oprah Magazine for 4C hair care. We have our Enriched Moisturizer Styler, an all-around leave-in styling aid, and organic pumpkin seed oil growth serum. I know that you will love the products. Just give us a chance. We guarantee it.
Hello, everybody. We are back with Brick and Mortar, the Urban Edition, and our guest here today is Miss Angela Fields. She's been enlightening us more on natural hair, going natural, and the product that she has created in her own kitchen. She let us know she created this. We were thankful she didn't burn her apartment complex down, but we're also thankful for what came out of that. Curly Coily Tresses is the product that she has for us with her small business. And I just wanted to know, Angela, what is your why? Why for doing this? Why this type of business?
Well, when I was transitioning and discovering an increasingly dry hair texture, I was reaching out, researching, looking for hair care options that I could find. And I was allergic to fragrance and so many other things. And I was quite surprised to find that 96 to 98% of all U.S. hair care is fragrance. So all of those were not even options for me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I started identifying that remaining percentages and tapping into those, and they really didn't work for my hair. I tried Europe and Canada, found better options, but I wasn't completely satisfied. So by that time, I had already done the research. I knew what ingredients I needed,
Mm-hmm.
and I knew which I needed to avoid. And so I did that. I just bought the raw ingredients and started making formulas in my home. And see, understand, as a teenager, when I had my first relaxer put on my hair and promptly lost all of my hair from the relaxer, I decided that I was not going to surrender my hair care to any cosmetologist, that I wanted to learn and educate myself so that I could take care of my own hair. So drawing back on what I started learning back as a teenager with the newfound knowledge I was gaining on ingredients and ingredient selection, I started making the products myself. And I try a formula. If I didn't like it, I try something different. And I was documenting that I was doing so that I could go back and make changes and swap ingredients in and out and do the things that I needed to do.
You're doing your own research,
That's
everything.
right.
Lab
lab.
work. Did you have a white coat?
No, I did not have a white coat.
You probably need to just get a white coat.
I should have.
Oh, that would just took it to a whole other level for me.
That's right.
That'd have been funny to have a picture of you with a lab coat in your kitchen. You know what? That should be the next poster, or maybe even the front cover of your products for the next one, because it's so real. I'd be standing there with some goggles on, a couple bowls out, a pan and stuff here boiling, with a lab coat on.
That's right.
Because that's where it came from.
It is, truly. And I kept doing this until I found the formula that worked, and it was like, oh my God, I did this.
Right.
I created
Yep.
this in my kitchen with my research, with my experience and expertise. And it was great.
It was great.
Excuse me.
Wow.
Yeah.
So how have you been affected by the whole COVID pandemic thing? How
Wow.
has your business been affected?
My business is doing well. We have continued to see an increase in sales. We have also done some pivoting because we now, even though we were very educational focused initially, we have become even more so focused on educating our customers. So now we are doing more product giveaways because not everyone has the money to spend on hair products. So we've been doing more product giveaways, but we have also been investing in more training opportunities for our customers. So we've been doing hair challenges, pushing the ebook resources that we have. So we're all about teaching our customers the best ways to take care of their hair. We've also been sharing some DIY conditioning recipes that can be made in anyone's kitchen and then used on the hair. So giving out that expertise, engaging with our customers, and really pushing the e-commerce, because frankly, the bulk of our sales have always come from our website, not from the wholesale locations that we have, not from the salons or beauty supply stores that carry our products, but they have mostly come from the website. So we've continued growing and building upon that model. Now, we have even picked up some wholesale customers since. Now, these particular wholesale customers have websites themselves. So you can find the products not just at curlycoilytresses.com, but you can also find it on a few different websites as well as some walk-in locations. But we are continuing to grow our wholesale model even in the middle of this pandemic.
And that is awesome. That's really what this show is about. A part of it is promoting these businesses. See who's doing what. How has this affected you? If it has, let this be a place where we can help to catapult you forward and back into the marketplace, whether you have a brick and mortar building or whether you have an online website where people can go to. We want to promote those businesses for people just like Angela. She has a passion for what she does. She has products. You always find another way to do something. If you have an issue or a problem in one way, the pandemic came, boom, let's see, what else can we do?
Exactly.
Okay, so we're going to go into the teaching mode, training people more. Let's do the challenges. So you always, as a business owner, have to be thinking of those things to stay relevant to people and stay out here in the public eye. So now, tell us a little bit more about Curly Coily Tresses. What is this all about? Is it one product? Is it 2, 3?
Well, we currently have 3 products, but Curly Coily Tresses specializes in sensitive skin, natural hair care. So our focus is clean and organic ingredients, moisturizing, fragrance-free, and high-performance products. We want to make sure that our customers understand that we have taken great care in our ingredient selection. What's also unique about Curly Coily Tresses, again, we are completely fragrance, scent, and masking agent free. We choose organic, cold pressed, minimally processed oils and butters blended with humectants, moisturizers, and then food grade preservatives. Understand, many of our ingredients are food grade, as well as our preservative is food grade, because we're trying to avoid the harsher ingredients because we want products that are safe for our customers, and be it children, be it infants, be it adults. And humectants is a way to moisturize the hair because they draw moisture into the hair, into penetrating in the hair, so not just sitting on top. And we also restrict our formulations to the minimum number of ingredients. And we do this to be safe for our customers that may have multiple chemical sensitivities. Because this particular segment, multiple chemical sensitivities, has increased 300% over the last decade. And so more and more people need simpler things, and then need fragrance-free things. And that is the market. That is the niche for Curly Coily Tresses.
Well, I tell you, the whole sound of this, I had never really gotten into it that deeply, but I'm sure you will enlighten me because I was going to ask anyway. But I mean, just hearing some of this information is great because we do want to cut back sometimes with products and chemicals and things like that. But we need to know and be educated on how to do that properly so we don't lose all our hair in our head, or whatever. What are the stages, what are the steps and things like that? And then what are the products that we can use? And she has a product here that's natural that we can use on our hair, especially if you're making that transition into a natural, more natural state of hair. This is what you want to go for. Something like this that doesn't have a lot of the chemicals, doesn't have a lot of the fragrance things in there, especially if you have an allergy issue and very sensitive. This is what Curly Coily Tresses is all about. You mentioned about the fragrance free aspect of things and people having allergies and so forth like that. So you definitely want to think about this product for your hair and even for biracial children as well. Their hair is in a more natural state. These products will be wonderful for them as well, because some people don't necessarily know what to do with a biracial child and their hair. This is what you need to do. I would suggest you definitely go and look at Curly Coily Tresses and get you some products. Other than that, please tell us, what does clean beauty mean? What is that?
Clean beauty means we're vegan. Our products are not tested on animals. Our ingredients are not tested on animals. We also look at harsher chemicals that are available, and we have studied the ingredients, and we have devised a list of ingredients, and I can group them into 10 different categories, but without going through them. But we have grouped ingredients that we avoid. So we have the never list or the dirty list, or however you may want to describe it, but we describe this on our website. We communicate to our customers and say, these are the ingredients we choose, and here is why we choose those ingredients, and these are the types of things we avoid, and we avoid these because they are harsher, they are less safe. And we want to make sure that we're staying on that clean end. So this is all about, you want to call it the Clean Bunny Initiative, or if you just want to speak to being the vegan, it's just safe for so many different types of people. So we're avoiding the parabens, we're avoiding those harsh preservatives, we're avoiding the phthalates that may be available in products. Understand that in the US, the FDA has only banned about 30 ingredients. But if you go to Europe, they've banned 1,300 plus ingredients.
1,300?
1,300.
Compared to how many over here?
30 in the US.
Wow.
So there are many things that can be in your hair care or even in skincare and in makeup in the US that are not allowed in other countries. And that's why I draw that distinction. Again, there are 30 banned ingredients in the US, but there are 1,300 plus banned in Europe, to give you just a sense of how pervasive this could be, because beauty care formulas or hair care formulas, makeup formulas, they're not required to be certified by the FDA. You may be asked some information, but they're not required to be certified. So you can do a lot of different things, and your customers may not know it.
We'll never know. And they just seem to work for us.
That's right.
Wow, that's amazing.
And we're transparent about it. You can see our ingredients. You can see pictures of our ingredients on our website and why we choose them. And you can see the list of ingredients we avoid, and then you can see the reasons why we avoid.
That's a really good thing to have the information of why. What do you think is the biggest challenge for some of your customers?
Dryness, shedding, breakage, frizz, dehydrated hair. Those are the biggest challenges that my customers face. That's how they come to me. Moisturized hair, or trying to get moisturized hair, is number one. And then you have shedding, breakage, frizzing coming right and left, and then dehydration. So those are the top things that we address in our hair care. And with the Curly Coily Tresses difference, as we call it, the regimen, because you need the right products, but you also need to use the products in the right way. And so that is another education point. The information is on our website. We have where you're being taught how to apply your products and when to apply the products. But we also have videos on YouTube, on Instagram. So we provide the education in a multitude of ways so that our customers can receive.
Exactly where you're going to see a product like this, unless we know you personally. But you put in one search for natural this or whatever, and you'll probably get yours and a couple of other ones. So just to have it out there and easy access for people to get, such a wonderful. Let's see here. If you had a chance to, again, what that you would do differently about starting your business?
One is securing investors in the brand before the launch. It becomes a bit more difficult when you're dealing with the products and the brand and the sales and all the things that go along with it, and then you're also trying to find investors in the brand.
Yes.
So I would have sought that seed financing before having launched is one key thing that I would do differently.
The weird thing about that sometimes is that people want to actually see it
Mhm.
already in fruition. They want to see what's happening with it, how is it working and whatnot, even before they jump on board to work with you. So it's almost a catch-22 in some instances on whether you get that support beforehand
Right.
or right after you have actually started, your launch and getting going. But inviting them to the launch, come on out, get these products right now, okay? Because they're great, they're good, and this is why.
Yes.
I would have invited every one of them to the launch. You want to be an investor? I want you to be an investor. I need you to come to the launch, even if it's virtual or whatever. So, because I'm actually in a place like that too of seeking sponsors and things for what I do here with this.
Oh, wow.
With this,
Okay.
that's definitely something I need to do as well. But I couldn't stop the process of doing it.
You're right.
I just had to go ahead and get it done, and which she's done, but she's still done very well, even in having to do that and looking for her investors after the fact. But one or two last things here I wanted to find out here. What are two of the most satisfying accomplishments that you have had thus far?
Wow. For me, it's when the customer comes to you and they're having issues, the dryness, dehydration, frizz. What do? I've tried everything on the market and I still have the same outcome. What can I do? And you have the conversation with them. These are the products that I recommend, and this is how I suggest you approach. And I also suggest you go ahead and take the free hair quiz on our website to figure out if you have low, normal, or high porosity, because that is a huge impact on the outcome, on your styling outcomes. So when customers come back to me and say, look at my hair, look, I took some pictures for you, I sent the pictures to you, or I posted them on the website, and it's been life-changing for them, that's when I get my satisfaction. That is what gets me out of bed in the morning, because now you have made a difference to yet another person's life.
Right.
Something they were not able to achieve before, and now they have. So that has been huge. And it's also fun. When my first 26 and a half years out of college, I was in corporate America, so it was more rigid, more business focused, more corporate focused. And there's this sense of creativity of just doing things differently. Freedom.
And a different sense of joy.
Yes.
There's a joy in having a certain career or going to different
That's
levels
right.
or whatever, but there's a different joy of having a passion for something.
That's right.
And having that come to fruition, and it's really doing something beneficial for other people too.
Yes.
There's a certain joy in that within itself, and it's good to hear that from you. Now, one more thing.
Okay.
What is one of your next goals for this business within 2020?
In 2020, we will be expanding our product line. I must come out with a shampoo. I am working very hard on a formula. I'm actually working on a coconut-free formula, because that is often requested, that coconut is a high allergy ingredient. And
okay, well, can you make two of them?
Two.
Can you make one with the coconut and one without?
Absolutely.
Give us an option.
Because with coconut is easy, because most shampoos on the market.
Put the coconut, put the shea butter, something in there, and I'll get some.
Yes.
Okay, because I need some shampoo and conditioner right now. That's on my grocery list.
I understand.
So there we go.
She's
already thinking out of the box.
Yes.
So,
yes.
But, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to thank our guest, Miss Angela Fields, for coming on the show today. She is another one of our small business owners that we love to promote across the country. This is what we are planning to do: promote those small businesses, home businesses, nonprofits, those types of businesses. We want to see these people flourish. We want to see their businesses come back, even if it's just online. That might be a safer way to do things at this time, but we're so glad to have you on the show. Definitely give them some information where they can reach you or actually get some of your products, Miss Angela.
Absolutely. And it has been my pleasure. I thank you for the opportunity to talk about the brand. My email address, Angela@curlycoilytresses.com. Again, Angela@curlycoilytresses.com. I'm on Instagram, curlycoilytresses_. On Facebook, Curly Coily Tresses. Also on Pinterest, YouTube. So many different ways to reach out that you can communicate. And our website, curlycoilytresses.com.
There you have it. I'm Stephanie D. Sanders, and this has been Brick and Mortar, the Urban Edition.
Red stripe, red stripe, red stripe.